Let's take a look at our top selections for the... Hi everybody, Dan Illman here, taking a look at the feature race at Del Mar on Sunday. Let's throw up the field for race number 8. It's the $100,000 Cary Grant Stakes for California breds going 7/8 of a mile. The purse, $100,000. It's a really intriguing group. Take the 101 is taking a huge class drop in against Improbable and Maximum Security last time out in the Awesome Again. He's also getting some distance relief, turning back to 7/8 of a mile, and he has turned back successfully in the past. He is likely the horse to beat off of his recent efforts, but you've got versatile performers like the 6, El Tigre Terrible, the Speedy 7, Better Trip Nick, and the very talented 8 Galilean. It's a fun race at Del Mar on Sunday. Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector for the Cary Grant Stakes, and as we see, Better Trip Nick, the number 7, very, very fast out of the gate. I have a feeling that this pace could heat up a little bit. I know El Tigre Terrible is versatile. He's probably going to come from off with the pace. But you've got horses in here like the 2 Brickyard Ride, the 9 Loudmouth. These are horses that can show speed. And it's not like Take the 101 is a slow horse either. He's going to be close to the mix. The 7/8 of a mile, that could be the determining factor of this race, because I do believe the pace is going to heat up, and I think a horse with a little bit of stamina could prevail. Appreciated is the number 1, and he would hope that my hypothesis is correct and that this pace is fast. He just didn't fire last time out when behind Loudmouth. It was sort of a disappointing performance for a horse that had hit the board in his prior 3 efforts. He's only tried stakes competition once before in his career. That was on turf last year and didn't run very well. I wonder if he's class compromised. I don't want to knock him too much, 20-1 on the morning line. Brickyard Ride is the number 2, and let's watch Brickyard Ride's most recent dirt race on September the 27th. He was just too fast for these horses. Now winners a one other than Optional Claimer, blitzed out to the early lead, and he's just going to hold off Appreciated going 3/4 of a mile. Now he backed this race up on turf in similar fashion. It was a turf sprint. He went right to the lead. It was uncontested, and he kept going. The test for Brickyard Ride is not only class, but distance. Can he stretch his speed 7/8 of a mile against other fast horses while stepping up in class? We'll see about that. I think it's going to be a stern ask. The 3 is Take the 101, and Take the 101 is a multiple stakes winner against California breds. He was a big winner 2 starts back at Del Mar, going a 2-turn mile on the lead, and then the Connections took a shot. They ran him in the Awesome Again last time out. They sent him from the gate. He set a very, very fast pace, and he was just simply no match for the likes of Improbable and Maximum Security and Midcourt. He did finish ahead of Sleepy Eyes Todd, a horse that coincidentally turned back to a 7-furlong race at Keeneland, the Lafayette Stakes, and won it with a 98 Beyer speed figure. Take the 101, gets immense class relief. Don't pay too much attention to the Awesome Again running line. He was simply overmatched. He's been a consistent horse for a long time, turns back successfully, and he loves Del Mar. He's 3 for 3 at the surface. The 4 is Surfing Star, a horse making the 3rd start off of a lengthy layoff, and last time out just didn't fire at all. He was last at the end. The winner of that race, Pyron, came back to run an okay 3rd and an Optional Claimer with an 89 Beyer speed figure. Before the layoff, Surfing Star was a horse that had potential. He ran a 94 Beyer speed figure before being sidelined. He earned a 96 and winning his entry-level allowance seat going 2 turns. He's a horse that I'm not sure has come back the same, and he's going to need a lot of pace help against this tough field. I must admit, I've never been a fan of the number 5 Oliver. He is listed as a new gelding, however, and he has always run well at Del Mar, and maybe he's just going to be a little bit more professional. You watch Oliver run, doesn't change leads in the stretch, and I think that's hurt him in the past. I think that's one of the reasons why he has more 2nds and 3rds than lifetime victories. Last time out in the Thor's Echo Stakes, he tracked a slow pace, he just couldn't kick on. As a new gelding, maybe he'll be a little bit more professional, and he does have some races on the go-back that make him competitive. I just want to take a wait-and-see approach. Even though at 20-1 on the morning line, that's a pretty appealing price. El Tigre Terrible is the number 6. So we're going to go back to his race 2 starts back. This is the Real Good Deal Stakes, like 7/8 of a mile at Del Mar, but against 3-year-olds only. And it's going to come from off the pace to win this race very nicely. The 6th place horse coming back to finish 2nd in the Del Mar Derby on turf with an 88 Beyer speed figure. This horse is equally adept on turf and on dirt, and if you give him some pace, he's going to come with a run. And as a 3-year-old, he's still lightly raced. He still has some upside, and his most recent start, the Grade 2 Eddie D on the turf, he was 4-1 in that race against some top turf sprinters. And I think that distance was just a little bit sharp for him, and that class a little bit tough. So he gets some relief, he's getting a better distance, and he's going to be running late. 7-2 might be a little bit light as he takes on some salty older horses, but this horse has potential. And the horse with speed is Better Trip Nick. Let's watch his last race. This was his first start of a significant layoff. The El Dorado Shooter Stakes for Calbreds at Golden Gate Fields going 3/4 of a mile. Now, look at those fractions. 21 flat, 43-2. He's cooking with gas on the lead. He understandably gets tired. In his first start off the layoff, he earns a 90 Beyer speed figure. This is a horse that's won at a 2-turn mile, so I'm not really worried that much about the 7. I think Trade Van likes to go with this horse in his second start off the layoff. Now, that 90 Beyer speed figure came out of nowhere. It was his first start for this barn, winning at 20% on the year. Maybe he's moved up Better Trip Nick. Better Trip Nick's speed makes him interesting. He's going to be a price in this race. Dirt is a bit of a question mark. He's only run twice on the surface, but one was the Cal Cup Derby where he ran okay at a distance that's probably a little bit long for him. And then the Echo Eddie Stakes was our first race off of a little bit of a layoff. Keep an eye on Better Trip Nick and his speed. Galilean's very, very consistent. We'll go back to his most recent dirt start. 4 starts back at Los Alamitos. This is the Soy Fett Stakes. They kept him outside all the way around the track. He's going to take the lead. He's a little bit green when he makes the lead, but once he does, he puts this field to bed pretty easily, winning by 4 lengths under the wire. It was a good performance for Galilean, who has come back and has won 2 of 3 races on turf. He's won half of his lifetime starts. He's a horse that just feels comfortable at this 7/8 of a mile distance, especially if you give him a good pace. He's 5-2 on the morning line, but he does have figures on both turf and dirt, and he's a horse that I think you have to use in multiple race wagers, if not outright put on top. I think the question handicappers have to ask themselves is, where did the race for the 9 Loudmouth come from last time out? Let's watch. He just dropped in class. Maybe that was all it was. He was taking a double drop from a 62.5 2X to a $40,000 entry-level optional claimer. He was in for the tag. He showed improved speed, stretching out to 6.5 furlongs, and he wins very easily at a giant price of 10-1. The race came back very, very fast, a 91 Beyer speed figure at 6.5 furlongs. If he runs back to that race, and I think that's a giant if as he steps back up in class, facing perhaps other speed horses, he's going to be a threat in here at 12-1. So he's sharp. He doesn't run his best races at Del Mar, at least in the past he hasn't, as he has at Santa Anita. But that last race just makes me a little bit intrigued. He's run his best races sprinting. They've tried to make him a 2-turn horse, 2, 3, 4, 5 starts back. Maybe he's just been a sprinter all along. Rookie Mistake is the number 10. Rookie Mistake, 3 starts back, one at Del Mar sprinting. It was the last time he stepped on the dirt. He came from way out of it in this race, and the third place horse came back to win his next 2 starts. 88 Beyer, 79 Beyer. They've run him on turf, and while he's done well on turf in the past, I think the Let It Ride Stakes last time out was too far for him, a 2-turn 7 furlongs. And the California Flag, he did not have a good trip at all when beaten by Galilean. If you're looking for a closer at a big price in a very, very competitive field, you might want to take a look at the number 10, Rookie Mistake. It's a very interesting group, the Cary Grant Stakes. I want a price in here. I'm not against the big favorites. I think that the 7, Galilean, is very strong. I think the 3, take the 101, is very, very strong. I was just perplexed, and in a good way, by what I saw from the 9 last time out. I want to give Loudmouth a little bit of a chance. He's 12-1 on the line. He's going to be a good price. I'm going 9, 7, 3, and 8 in the Cary Grant Stakes, the feature race at Del Mar on Sunday. Best of luck.